So let's clean up our document a little bit as we prepare it for generative design functionality. So what I want to do is just kind of come in here. Let me turn a few things off. Got a lot of stuff showing here. I'm going to just turn, actually, since we're pretty sure that it's running right, I'm just going to turn a lot of the previews off of everything. And this is probably going to be a little difficult because we have a lot of, that's not going to preview. That preview's off. That preview's off. I'm going to just turn these off temporarily, just because trying to clean up this, our definitions is going to be a bit of a challenge with everything showing. Let me figure out why our buildings are still here. So we bring our buildings in over at the end here. Oops. That's not previewing. There we go, just so our screen is just a little clearer, and turn those things back on as needed. So I've got all of these things, all of the things that are inputs selected or pulled off to a common point. I'm going to just group those, create a group, give it a different color right away, and we'll call it inputs. And a lot of these we're going to, like the width of the building, we're going to actually label these as inputs so that we can actually change these. So I want to show these all as inputs. And you'll see as we get into generative design while saying that as an input is important. Let's group, excuse me, I'm going to group these. I'll just say get buildings. And just so we're not using the same color all the time. And then we have this whole core here. Let me see what this is all about. This is actually taking in, what's the best way to say this? Let me just take this core right here. Create a group. Oops. Give it a color. Site and building. Or actually, instead of saying building, building footprint. Okay, then, so, there's not a lot hanging out. Let's grab these together. View intersection, I'll call it. I could probably come up with better terms if I thought about it a little bit. And so we got poor view line color, good view line color, and then we really have this other thing, which is a list count. Well, let me see if I can find that. I want to just put this in as our output. This is if I was to let's get in this close and roll over it and see if it'll give us, it returns the number of items stored in a given list. So this is like the number of views. So we have that idea that we have good views is the output of here. I'm going to plug that into here, and I'm going to make the list count be an output. And I'll call this, and so instead of using these color ones, I'm going to call this, I'm going to rename this number of good views. So that's going to show up in our generative design. So we have a way now of just counting all of the good views and then being able to maximize those in all of the different mutations that we run of our project. So we have that established as an output. We have all of our inputs established, and we've defined our code. And the next step will be ready to build this up or actually load this up into Revit as a generative, and not into Revit, actually we have to run external Revit to do a generative design simulation, so to speak.